My name's Jack and I'm an Excel pro coach. I've been doing it just over 2 years now. I used to play different sports and I just wanted to try something different. I always fancied the idea of doing martial arts, and I tried it a little tiny bit when I was a kid, but not really. I think I was always a bit too scared. And then I got older, I liked UFC and stuff, so I thought, oh, I'll try. And I went around a few places in the local area and then found Excel and then just started training from there. I used to do a bit of coaching in hockey and thought, oh, I'd quite like to do it actually in martial arts. So then I approached Liam and asked him, would it be something I could do in the future? And then it all went from there, really. Well, I mean, it's very important because you have to lead by example and live as you're perceiving yourself to be. Like when you're on the mat, you know, like you can't have a day when you might be feeling a bit low and then come and bring that here. I mean, I used to work in an office, so if I was having a day when I wasn't feeling so great and just tired and I didn't want to speak to anyone, I could just sit at my computer and not really speak to anyone, and you can't do that here. You have to, when you step on the mat, it's like a switch. You have to turn it on because you can't have a moody class. It's got to be animated, and you've got to, it's like, we've said it before, but it almost feels like a performance when you do it a little bit. I struggled with anxiety for quite a few years. I never really knew what it was at first, and I do have close people to me who have a similar thing, and some of them suffered, you know, with depression and with anxiety, and I've had friends who I've grown up with who have suffered greatly with depression. So I was always aware of the characteristics, maybe, well, characteristics might be the wrong word, but I know what the signs are of people close to me when they were struggling or when they were, you know, dealing with things in their own head. But you never really think it's going to be you. Like, I suppose a lot of people say that. They're like, you never think it's you. Like, it can't be me who's feeling like this. I don't feel like this. It's not really me. But yeah, I did. Leading up to me leaving that job and coming and working here, I had to make sacrifices to do it, but I knew it was what I wanted to do, and then building up to it, I had all sorts of like panic attacks and anxiety, and it's just because there was a lot of change, I think. But me and my wife, we went on a holiday. I think I started the job in like January, and we went on a holiday in like the October, and I mean, the holiday was ruined. I couldn't even leave the room some days. And I mean, I felt sorry for her because she couldn't understand it as well, and I didn't know what was happening. I was calling someone close to me and speaking to him, and like he'd been through it a lot, so he understood, and it was great to have someone close to me to speak to. But I think because I knew there was this sort of time bomb like about to go off, and I knew I was about to leave a secure job and come and do this, and I just didn't know. Like, I thought, well, what if it goes wrong? What if I lose everything? What if I lose my house and I have to give up my car and all these things? So yeah, it was a really hard time. And then we went away at Christmas, and again I was really bad. I didn't want to be there unless I was at home. And it's weird, you're in these amazing places, we're in the mountains snowboarding, and you're like, I didn't want to be there. And I thought, well, why am I feeling like this? Like, you're in this amazing place around all these people who are having a good time, and you just want to like go home. And that's the hard thing, I think, about it, because you think, well, this isn't me, why am I feeling like this? So it's difficult, and it was difficult for my wife at the time as well, because I suppose she didn't understand it as well, because she'd always known me to be a certain type of person, reasonably confident, quite a happy person, and then suddenly I just switched and become a different person. And I think it was always there, but you know, in a lot of the books I've read, your mind is a pint glass, and you keep filling it up with water, and if you don't talk about it, eventually it just spills over, and I think that's what happened. She knows me better than I know myself probably now, and she's helped me like so much. I couldn't I mean, yeah, everybody is so different, and I have had students do that with me before. And I can only talk from my own experience that talking to people helps so much. Especially being a guy, like, there's still this sort of perception of alpha male, you don't talk about stuff like that, and it's the worst thing you can do. I did it for years, and then it just spilled over, and I changed completely as a person, and I always had that inside me. But yeah, my advice would always be, you need to speak to people, and it doesn't even necessarily need to be people close to you. Sometimes it's someone who you don't know very well, because I think speaking to people who you do know very well, you feel more vulnerable sometimes like that. If it's someone anonymous who's going through something the same as what you are, or even to give you advice, for me it always felt a little bit easier to do that.